All right, we're gonna get started. Welcome, Sam. So we got Samir, Faisa, Ibad, Wajahad, Zain, Muhammad Mahbub, Suleiman, Shakil, all you guys, welcome. We had some people tell us where they're from, so I got several people from the US, some from the UK, some from other parts of the world, so I'm very excited for all of you to be here. And first of all, I just wanted to thank you all for being here. And today we're going to be covering the 15 products you can sell today that make at least 10 sales a day. And I'm going to show you exactly how I found these 15 products in literally 60 minutes. And I'm going to tell you the process I followed and the pressure I actually put on myself to get this done within 60 minutes. I'm going to tell you all about that after I actually show you the 15 products. And just to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me, my name is Farzan Parupia. If this is the first time you are listening to me or watching me, welcome. Thank you for your time and for your attention. And for those of you who already know me, you already know what I'm about. So selling on Amazon, e-commerce. I had some success myself, and I've been having success. And now I'm trying to help others because there was so much demand. So many people wanted to know how they can also get involved in this business. Alhamdulillah, I was able to leave my full-time job and pursue this business entirely. And when many people started approaching me and asking, "Hey, how can I do this?" I started offering individual help, and I was like, "This is impossible because I can't help 20 people a day." So I was like, you know what? I'll put together some online resources, free videos, doing webinars and whatnot like this one, and hopefully you guys can find some value and some benefit from this one. This is probably the most intense and crazy training or webinar that I've done so far on Amazon because I'm literally going to give you 15 products that you can sell today. And this is really the best proof that I can provide you in terms of how relatively easy this business model is compared to the traditional brick and mortar businesses and whatnot. Just how easy it is to get started and actually find products to sell. Because once you do this part, this is actually one of the main parts of the business where people give up because it's too difficult for them, or it's too strenuous, or they have doubts that, okay, well, will this really sell or not? But you really have to have that confidence and that conviction that any product that you find, if you follow the criteria, if you you know just follow the process and the system, then your products will sell. You have to have that confidence. So I want to thank you first and foremost for attending this live training. It's a Saturday afternoon here where I am. I'm sure it's like a Saturday evening where many of you are if you're in the UK and whatnot. And I know that you could be with family, you could be doing other things. And so I want to thank you for taking the time out to attend this training. And I'm going to make this as quick as possible, not to rush anything or anything like that. But I know you have other things to do, but I want to not make this like a 3 hour long thing. I'm going to try my best to get this done within the next 45 to 60 minutes, everything, inshallah. All right, so in this live training, what are we going to be covering? The 15 products you can sell today that make at least 10 sales a day, okay? I'm going to show you how I found these 15 products in literally less than 1 hour, so you can do the same thing. We're going to do some live Q&A just in case some of you have any questions or concerns that you'd like addressed or answered. And finally, I have a special gift for you at the end of this training. So look forward to that. All right, so I'm jumping right into this. I'm going to give you the 15 products that I found first. I'm going to show you the criteria that pretty much I followed. And then after I show you the 15 products, I'm going to show you how I actually went about finding these products. So very simple kind of format or workflow to this training. So the first product that I found is airplane seatbelt extender. Yes, the thing that fat people need to use to fit in the airplane seat, seat belt. So for those of those people that are big, that have larger frames, larger bodies, they may not be able to fit in the regular seat belt that's on the airplane, and so you can have your own seatbelt extender, even though the plane generally provides them. But obviously, that's an embarrassing thing to kind of go up to someone and be like, "Hey, I'm too fat. I need this." So people want to buy it themselves and kind of have it. They can just pull it out when they are on the airplane without anybody knowing. So the demand for this product, again, one of the main thing we look at to find the demand for this for any product is the BSRs, the bestseller ranks on Amazon. And if you're not familiar with what this term means or what it is, I'm going to show that to you when we actually go through the process. But I wanted to show you the products first. So the BSRs are 727, 1938, 3486, and as you may know, the BSRs that we look for are between 1,000 and 5,000. If you watch my free 4-part video series, that's the criteria I teach you to follow. And I took a little bit of leniency on the front and back end of that range, meaning that I went from around 5 or 600 to around 5,000 or 5,500 instead of 1,000 to 5,000. And that's also what I recommend because a lot of times people are so strict and rigid with the criteria, they're not able to find as many products as they should be able to. And you don't have to be like hardline, very strict and whatnot on the criteria. So you can, give or take a few hundred numbers in terms of the BSR. So this product has great demand because you can see one that's actually even under 1,000. And the lower that number is, the better it is, right? The closer it is to zero. So 1938 is very good, and then 3486, and even 5372. So there's actually 4 different products of this, different of this product, airplane seatbelt extender. The competition is average, which is great. So the demand is relatively high, and the competition is average. And we always look for a balance between these two things, demand and competition. These are the 2 most important things when looking at whether a product will be able to sell or not. You want to find a product that has as high demand as possible without too much competition, right? So generally those 2 things are correlated positively, meaning that the higher the demand is, the higher the competition is. But there you will find certain products that no one else has found, or you may, find one that, not many people are in yet, and you can find one that has demand, a relatively high demand, and also not too much competition. It's very unlikely to find a product that has high demand, low competition. You'd be extremely lucky and fortunate if you were to find that. But generally speaking, if you can find one that has high demand and average competition, you're doing excellent. So that's pretty much what this product is for the most part, is pretty high demand, average competition. The selling price is between $15 and $18. So the price that we look for is just around that range. $15 to $20 is what we look for, and that is in that range. And then in terms of ease, we look for products that are small, meaning in terms of size. We look for products that are lightweight, which means essentially 1 or 2 pounds or less. And what we mean by simple is products that don't have too many moving parts. They don't require any, assembly or installation or anything like that. They're very easy and simple to use. So that's what we mean. And these are the 4 criteria that I'll be showing you for every one of these products. So that's the first one, airplane seatbelt extender. Product number 2, mole killer / trap. And one thing you'll notice about every one of these products, or all these products together, is that they're all over the place, right? I will show you what criteria I used, what categories I actually looked in to find all of these products, and they're way all over the place. I didn't look in one specific category only, right? I didn't look for any specific type of product. I literally just went all out in many, many different various categories, and I found all these products. So you can see that the first product has nothing to do with the second product whatsoever. They're completely on almost opposite sides of the spectrum. So this product, number 2, is a mole killer / trap. So a lot of people have problems in their yards with moles, and they look for things that can kill those moles, or that they can trap those moles with. And so generally there's like a worm-shaped kind of, this is a worm-shaped kind of product where they put it in the ground, and it's a poisonous thing for the mole. So when they eat it, or when they bite it, or they grab it, it actually poisons the mole and it kills it. So the demand for this product is very good as well. It's around 1,046, 3189, 1202 BSRs. Those are like the 3 top ones in the category or in the market. And then the competition is average, which is great. There's not too many sellers. There's not too much competition that you'll have to face. Profitability, again, selling prices around $15 to $20. And then in terms of ease, it's small, it's lightweight, and it's fairly simple. Okay. All right. I've covered 2 products, so let me see if there are any questions so far. I just want to make sure that everyone's still online. Everybody can still hear. Can you guys hear me? As someone said the connection is choppy. Someone said his audio is kind of messed up. Is that on my side, or is maybe it's on those specific people's side? It's better now. It's fine. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, just wanted to make sure. So product number 2 was the mole killer trap. Let's go to product number 3. Okay. All right, so product number 3 is mosquito repellent bracelet. This product is extremely popular on Amazon. You can see the array of BSRs for this product. A very high, 85 is extremely high in terms of BSR. You have 385, 560, 764. You can see 4 or 5 products that are just within the top 1,000, and then you have another one that's in the top 2,000, and then another one in the top 3,000 in terms of BSR. So this is a very popular product on Amazon in terms of demand. It's very high, and this is especially great, or like the potential for this product is extremely high, especially right now because summer is coming up, and the spring and summer seasons, as we know, are the seasons that have the highest rates of mosquito annoyance. Right? There's mosquitoes all over the place. It's hot. They're flying around and whatnot. So people want to have things that protect them from mosquito bites and repel the mosquitoes. So the demand for this product is only going to get higher as these next few months come around. So it's a very prime product to get into right now. For that reason, though, it's not a secret. So the competition is also fairly high. It's very high actually in this market. But again, there's 2 different approaches that I'd like to point out right now in terms of going about selecting products. You can find a product that's extremely high in demand and in competition. And if you enter that market and you're able to grab even a very small percentage of market share, so if there's like, for example, 50,000 or let's say 10,000 sales a day for a specific type of product like this one, right? If you can grab even like, let's say 0.5% in, or even less than that actually, if you can even get like 15 to 20 sales a day, that's amazing, right? Because there's so much volume selling of that product in the market, and you position yourself very well, and you're able to enter that market successfully, you're going to grab a little bit of market share no matter what, just because the selling volume is so high. That is one approach. The second approach is to look for products that have lower demand but also lower competition. So there's less volume. So if instead of 10,000 sales a day, there may be like 2,000 sales a day, but there's only like 2 or 3 really major sellers of that product in that market. So if you come in and you can actually beat out these other sellers whose listings aren't that optimized, who are not doing that well in terms of, because there's not competition, people probably aren't focusing too much on making their listing look amazing and trying to stand out, because they don't need to do that. You can come in and pretty much blow out everyone, and beat them and get the number 1 spot. And actually, one of my clients did that, where he entered a market that, in terms of demand and competition, was very low, but he entered the market. He literally beat out everybody within a week. He got to the number 1 spot, page 1, for that main keyword that he had. And he started doing like 30, 40 sales a day within a few weeks. It was pretty amazing. So those are the 2 different approaches. Both work really, really well. It's up to you what you want to focus on, right? A lot of people don't like facing too much competition, so they avoid that and they just go with the other, way of just finding a lower competition market. But again, it's completely up to you, and both will do pretty well. So the mosquito repellent bracelet profitability is good because selling price is again within our range of 15 to 20, and then the ease. It's very simple product. It's just a bracelet that you put on your arm or your wrist. It's small, it's lightweight, it's simple. All right, product number 4, digital pocket scale. So this is basically like a kitchen scale. It's a digital version of a kitchen scale. The BSRs, as you can see, are very, very high, within the top 1,000 actually. So the competition is very high for this product, and the selling price is between $13 and $18, which relatively falls within our range of $15 to $20 minimum. And then your ease, it's a small, lightweight, and fairly simple product as well. And again, I'm going to show you all these products on Amazon because I still have all my tabs open. So when I actually show you how I went about finding these products, I'm going to show you all these products so you can actually see a picture and see what these products actually look like. All right, product number 5, body brush. This falls under the beauty category. It's a product that generally women use. So the demand is fairly high. 560, 3564, 2902, 1628, very high numbers relatively. The competition is also fairly high in this market. It's not like extremely high, like the repellent or a couple of the products that we've seen, but it's fairly high. And the profitability is good because selling prices between 13 and 20. And again, ease, small, lightweight, fairly simple. Profitability and ease, you'll notice on every one of these slides for every one of these products is pretty much the same, which is good, right? We're looking for those products that fall within that price range, and also in terms of ease, they meet all these criteria of being small, lightweight, and fairly simple. So those two things don't really change over the course of all these products. The demand and competition do change a little bit. Excuse me. So that's product number 5 is the body brush. Product number 6 is pepper grinder. So this can also be like a salt and pepper grinder, or only the pepper grinder, or salt grinder. So people have positioned themselves differently on Amazon. Some will only sell one that can be used as either a salt or pepper grinder, and some people have combined 2 of them in one, so that it's both a salt and pepper grinder that can be used, the 2 products in one package. So the demand for this product is high: 664, 1515, 3387, 1013. As you can see, high BSRs. Competition is also fairly high. Profitability is great, and again, ease is there. So that's product number 6 is the pepper grinder. Product number 7, beverage tumblers. So beverage tumblers are basically the cups. When you go to like a restaurant and they give you, for the drink, they have these cups generally that are colored either red or blue or green, right? That's basically what beverage tumblers are, and they also include clear ones as well. And so this is probably a hot one for restaurants or people that want to throw parties. It's very nice color cups that people, it's just kind of a a thing here in the US that people use these kind of cups for parties and gatherings. And so it's a very hot product relatively. And there's pretty much only 1 or 2 sellers that are kind of selling these products really well. So you can see the BSR 623 is the guy who's really selling it well. 5123, 4850 are good in terms of BSR as well. They fall within our range of up to 5,000, but the competition is average. So the demand is not extremely high. It's kind of above average, but the competition is average. So this was just kind of the approach of, again, finding something that's in lower competition but also lower demand. And it may be easier to penetrate this market and get to the number 1 spot fairly easily versus a market that has very high competition. Profitability is there, 14 to 20, and then ease is also there. All right, product number 8, hammock tree straps. So demand is very high. This is actually a very targeted niche. I mean, there are not a lot of people that do this stuff in terms of camping and hammocking and this and that. So one great thing about this product is that it's very targeted to a specific niche of people. And so even if you were to do like external ads outside of Amazon, like it would be very easy to find people that love to do this specifically. It's not, the targeting is not very difficult for this market. So the demand is high. The competition is above average. So it's not extremely high. It's only above average, which is good. Profitability and ease are both there as well. All right, so that was product number 8. Product number 9, baby food freezer trays. I love this product personally. I'm just a sucker for baby products. I don't know why. I guess the baby pictures get me because they're so cute and whatnot. But we all know that babies sell in any advertising. And so anyway, so baby food freezer trays, people, the baby market or the category on Amazon is extremely lucrative, very vast, and very profitable as well. That does come with a lot of competition as well, as we've discussed, because of the high demand. But this specific product actually is not extremely high in competition, even though the demand is very high. So this may be something to get into, to look into. Baby, there are always new trends coming in specific categories, such as the beauty category, right? There's always new types of beauty products coming out for different parts of the body for women specifically, whether it's eyelashes or lips or hair or whatever the case is. And then also for the baby category, people are always looking for new innovative ideas and products. So those 2 categories specifically, I would always keep an eye on. If you ever find a new product that is trending, or if you are someone who is really into the stuff like baby stuff or beauty stuff, and something is really hot, not on Amazon yet, but just in the general beauty category or market overall online, then that may be something to get into before anyone else does. And believe me, if you can get into a product before it gets hot on Amazon, but you're one of the first people there, you will be there forever, honestly, right? If you do things right, you will be there. I know people who got into the baby category with specific products before other people found out about them or before it became really hot on Amazon. And they're still like top 300, top 200 in baby. It's insane. And they're doing like 50, 100 sales a day, right? So it's very important. If you can find some product that is trending upward overall in the online market, online selling space, before it actually gets on Amazon, you could be extremely profitable with that and be very successful. So the competition for this is above average. Profitability is there, and ease is also there. Product number 10, car garbage can. So this is something that I think we all would like to have, and I'm considering actually getting one myself because the clutter, the garbage, the trash that is in your car, people tend to eat in their car, and the wrappers and the cups and everything, you pretty much just leave them there, and eventually your car looks like a dump. And so it's very people are looking for this type of product that really solves this kind of problem, a very common problem that people have of garbage or trash in their car. And so this product has a lot of demand, whereas the competition is not extremely high. It's only above average. Looking at the market, that's what I would say. And then the profitability and ease is there. So this is a very good potential product to sell on Amazon as well. All right, product 11, crib mattress pad. So this is again another baby product. It's a mattress pad for cribs, for baby cribs. The demand is very high for this product, and along with that comes very high competition. And then the profitability and ease are also there. So again, the baby category, as I mentioned, is extremely popular, and so this product falls within that category as well. Product number 12, pest repeller. So this is similar to what we looked at earlier when we looked at the mosquito repeller, but this is a pest repeller. So it's actually something that you put in your home. And again, I'm going to show you the images and the product and whatnot, but it's something that you put in your home that you plug in, that when a rodent or like a mouse or some type of pest is nearby, it pretty much just scares them or does something. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but that's kind of what I got from the images and whatnot. So the BSRs are between 1,000 and 5,000. The competition is only above average, so this is potentially a good product or market to get into, and the profitability and ease are there as well. Product number 13, shabby flowers. So these are, again, you'll find like the most random products on Amazon. Shabby flowers, I don't even know what they're used for, decorations and whatnot. It's just basically flowers that, like, they're fake flowers that are used on different occasions. So one of you who are listening or here on the training might know what they are or be more familiar with it. But again, we'll take a look at it in just a few minutes. But the BSRs are there between 1,000 and 5,000. The competition is average, so it's good in terms of being able to penetrate the market very quickly. Profitability and ease are also there. Product number 14, garden seeds. So the demand and competition, the demand is very high for this. So again, this is a very targeted niche. There are not many people, relatively speaking, who like gardening, right? There's a very specific target group of people that are into this kind of stuff. And so it's very easy to target. The demand is there. The competition is above average. It's not very high. And there are only, I would say, 2 or 3 really major, sellers that are doing very well with this. And so I think it would be very easy to get into this market. So that's garden seeds, and people are generally looking for organic, BPA free or something approved, and we'll look at all that stuff. But there's a very specific type of garden seeds that people look for, that they go for, as we'll see from the top sellers when we look at the market. Product 15, lock pick set. So this is anytime you have a lock on something, and let's say you forgot the key, or you lost the key or something, you can pick that lock with this set. So again, it's a very common problem that people have, unfortunately, losing their keys and whatnot. And the only way to really unlock that lock is to pick it. So this is a set that allows you to do that. The BSRs are great, competition above average, profitability and ease are there as well. So what I did, again, that's 15 products. And just to show you how relatively easy it is to do this, I actually, by the time I was done with this, I found like 18, I believe. So I'm going to go through like 2 or 3 more products just because I love you guys. So product 16, bring a bling license plate frame. So bling is like, like shiny stuff, bling. I'm sure you guys are familiar with what that means. So these license plate, on the front and back of cars, they're like shiny license plates, so people like them. BSRs are great. The competition is average, and it's such a simple product, honestly, and it fits on any car. There's not different sizes with regards to license plates here in the U.S. So it's a product that I think could do really really well. So that's one to consider as well. That's product 16. Product 17 is universal travel adapter. This is also very very popular for people who travel, who have electronic products. Everyone does, laptops, cell phones and whatnot. And instead of having to buy an adapter every time you travel from country to country, and they have different, outlets and different plugs and whatnot, you have a universal one that you can buy. So the competition for this is above average. The demand is high. Selling price and ease are there as well. So that's product 17. And then product 18, this is the last one, is chef knife. So this is kitchen and dining, which is another very popular category on Amazon. And the BSRs are great. The competition is high for this, actually. So the demand is very high, but the competition is very high as well, and profitability and ease are there as well. So it's a simple product. The price is great because if you position yourself as a knife that's very high quality, sharp blade, steel, this and that, you can actually sell that one knife for, like $15 to $20, which is awesome. So that was 18 products. Wow. Okay. So what did you guys think of that? I want to get some feedback here. What did you guys think of all of the products that I just showed you? Great simple products. Yes, all of these products can be private labeled. Great products to sell, very useful. We don't think about these products. Yes, that's absolutely true. Is that again, I didn't have any sort of prior research or anything done. I literally sat down for 60 minutes and did all this, and you can see the array and the variety of products that I was able to find. And you would never think that some of these products sell so well. But again, look at the data, look at the stats that Amazon provides you, the numbers, and you'll notice that they sell really well. Nice list. Will you be talking about ROI, including shipping costs? So in terms of ROI, um, I didn't have enough time, and this training is not really about profit margin and kind of determining that for every product. And I'll explain why in just a little bit. But this was really about the ease and trying to show everyone how like how easy and quick it is to be able to find products, contrary to what a lot of people think. And I wanted to just give you this list. So honestly, you could take this list of 18 products and just use this as your list of products to narrow down. And the great thing is that, I mean, there are many people on this training right now listening and whatnot, and kind of who have been exposed to these 18 products. And someone may think, okay, well, everyone's going to, use these products now. And that's not necessarily the case, because the recommendation that I have is to start with one product. So there are 18 products, and not everyone is going to choose the exact same product to start with, right? Some people may, you may have two or three people that decide on the same one, but again, it's not like everyone's going to go into every one of these 18 products. Okay, so it's not like you're going to be facing hundreds of people in terms of competition that are entering right now just because they saw this here live on the training. So but yeah, ROI, profit margin, and whatnot, shipping costs, that's something that is kind of a secondary step after finding these products, right? That's kind of something that you can use to narrow down this list when you see how profitable each one may be, potentially. Very good products takes me ages to find even one. Okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of people, it does take time, but again, I'm going to show you how I found them exactly. Interesting. Hope I can tap into this, inshallah. Yes, very nice, diverse, very good, brilliant products I would never have really gone for. So that's something we need to think even when we start looking for products. Yes. Is it easy to find these products on places like Alibaba? Absolutely. It is. Literally, you just type in any one of these keywords or phrases, chef knife, lockpick set, garden seeds, anything like that, and literally you'll find tons of sellers or suppliers on Alibaba who can private label these. What is the average and maximum investment for any such products to start with. So generally, um, it depends on the type of product, really. But for the most part, you can find products between $4 to $6 per unit cost. That includes shipping to the US. So that's pretty much the investment. And then if you did like 500 units, for example, of a product, that's $5 per unit, including shipping from China to the US. You're looking at $2,500 investment. So it's not too bad. What about assessing the risk, like for hammock straps? That's a good question. That's not something I'm too familiar with, but we can definitely look into that, and I can look into that. I have a lot of contacts in this field or in this business, so I can definitely look for that and look at the answer for that question. Uh, for garden seeds or something like this, do we have to worry about environmental issues, or how do we account for that? That's a great question. So my rule is that if there's any product that's associated with something that goes inside or inside your body or on your body, so garden seeds, obviously people are looking to grow fruits and vegetables and this and that, um, if I'm not mistaken. So with anything like that that has to do with that, I would say try your best to source it in the US, and that's actually something that you can use as a competitive advantage as well. There are many suppliers that you can find that are that can provide cost, low cost items to private label, even in the US. You just have to find them, right? So you can go to Google and search for that and hopefully find them. So that's kind of the general rule. Anything that goes in or on your body, source in the US, okay? And a lot of times that applies to like beauty products, creams, facial things. Always do that in the US so that you don't have any issues in terms of FDA approval and whatnot. What would be the minimum or average time to launch the product? Honestly, because the product research is done, all you need to do is narrow the list down, do a little bit more research to narrow down this list. I would say probably you can place a mass production order within a month, in my opinion, within 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, just because you want to order samples of the product after you narrow it down, and then you want to choose the best supplier out of the samples that you received. And then once you place that mass production order, honestly, it's just waiting. It depends on the lead time of your supplier, but generally within around 6 weeks, I would say, you can have your product up and launched on Amazon, inshallah. Is there a limited time to sign up for the course? Yes, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. How did you gauge competition? So I'll explain that in a little bit as well when I show you how I did this. What is the minimum amount of money we should invest for one product? There's really no minimum, I would say. It just depends on your ability and your circumstances and situation. I know someone recently who signed up for my course in October when I launched it, and he started with only $600. He bought 100 units of a product, and each unit cost him around $6. Cost for production and shipping, and he was able to sell out. He sold out of those 100 units within 2 months, and now he's working on restocking. So he made a good profit on those products because it was the holidays time, and he was able to sell all of them. So literally $600. That's what he started with. I know my mentor actually, when I started, before I started, he started with only 125 units, I believe, right? And he spent around $5-6 per unit. So there's a whole range. People started with 100, 200 units, but I know people who have started with 500 or 1,000 units. So it really is up to you. Obviously, the more you have to work with, the better. And I would say the sweet spot really is 500 units, right? If you have the ability to do 500 units, that's what I would go with. Okay, so long question here. What if, for example, I cannot find products which then meet the criteria of having, say, a BSR between 1,000 and 5,000 within the top 3 or 5 listings? Do I just continue scrolling down the listings until I do find them, or just take? So again, give it a little bit of leeway. I would say the most you should go is maybe 7 listings. So this person is asking, well, if I can't find a product that has between 1,000 and 5,000 BSR in the top 3 to 5 listings, which is what I taught in my free videos, and then should I disregard it, or should I go down and scroll down on page 1 and find more that maybe are within 1,000 and 5,000? I would say pretty much go up to like 7 listings. And if you can't find a product that's between 1,000 and 5,000 in those top 7 listings, then kind of stay away from it. Also, would that mean there's no demand for those products? As for example, two products are between 1,000 and 5,000, and the majority are either between 1,000 or over 5,000. No, because obviously, if the majority are between 1,000 and 5,000, that means there is very good demand. Whereas on the other hand, if it was over 5,000, then yes, that's not good in terms of demand. Then I probably wouldn't recommend that. But of course, if it's between 1,000 and 5,000, then actually that means the demand is very high. Hopefully that makes sense. Plus, to launch a product on which day during the course we would be able to start with. I'm not. Uh, I'm. The question doesn't really make sense to me. If you could clarify that. Plus, to launch a product on which day during course we would be able to start with. Don't really understand the question there. Hello from Zubair, I think. So Halo. Okay. What's the time limit on buying a product to test it out on Amazon? There's really no time limit. Um, yeah, so I mean, you just go at it on your own pace. 50 units. 50 units is possible to start with, but I mean, like I said, there's no minimum. You could start with 50 units and kind of just test the market out and see and try to make a small profit off of those 50 units. But generally, I would say I know the minimum I know of people starting with is around 100. But again, 50 is potentially possible. Are there any other wholesalers other than Alibaba? Yes, there are other sites. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know there are several sites. I just can't think of the names, but I'll get you those names though in just a little bit. Okay, what's your advice on how much minimum stock order someone should do their first order to test out a product on Amazon? So there's two different approaches in my opinion. There's one where you're really really confident on a product and you want to go all in or as much as possible. In that case, I would follow what I mentioned earlier, around 500 units, which is the sweet spot, and even down to 100 units if you aren't able to afford 500, for example. But in the case where you're not confident with the product or in the system, even though in my opinion you should be, but let's say you're not, you have doubts and whatever, that's okay. You can honestly start with 100 units and test that out, right? Because if you start with 100 units and you realize that, hey, it's selling well, it's doing well, then you can restock on that product, right? So it's a very good way to kind of limit your risk in the business and with the product, while at the same time potentially finding a successful product, right? Some people will be okay with, hey, I'll invest in 100 units, that's only $500-$600. See if it sells. If it does, I'll go with it. If not, I'll just not do this product. I'll just sell out of my 100 units and then I'll try another product, right? That's another excellent way to kind of test out a market or a product before actually going all in with it to limit your risk. So that's a good idea. Is there custom duty? Yeah. So generally with suppliers, you want to do door-to-door shipping. What that basically means is that they are in charge of everything from the products or the inventory leaving their warehouse or factory in China, all the way to Amazon FBA there in their warehouse in the U.S. And that should include custom duty for the most part. There may be times where, especially with DHL, they will send you in the mail like a bill for like, I got like one recently when I was getting my recent shipment of products for like $90. That was on an order of like 500 units. But that happens occasionally, but for the most part, just make sure that you're clear with the supplier that you want door-to-door shipping, which includes every cost in between, every process in between. The supplier can take care of that from their end. How much does shipment usually cost? It just depends on how heavy your product is, the size of your product, the time of the year, right? There are many different factors that go into the cost of the shipment. So we're basically doing our Q&A session right now, but that's okay. Could you repeat about what is the minimum amount of money we should invest for one product? Like I said, it depends on the amount of inventory you want to go with, but it can be as low as $500 or $600 if you only ordered like 100 units to start out with. Okay. So yeah, I mean, even so, someone just asked any custom duties or other costs associated with this process. For example, the total cost for a product which costs $5 or $6 per unit. Yes. So when I mention $5 or $6 per unit, that includes the production as well as the shipping. And when I say shipping, I include customs and duties and all that stuff in it as well. Actually, my first product I started with around 350 per unit, including shipping, which was great. So you can even get it lower than 5 units, potentially, depending on how heavy your product is and what type of product it is. no risk, no gain. People should narrow these 18 to the top 3, and then number 1, yes, absolutely, right? So I've given you 18 potential choices or options. And again, after I show you the process, you can even find your own new 15 products if you want. You don't have to go with these 18, even though some of these 18 are potentially very good options in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, you want to definitely narrow these to the top 3, and then after that to the top 1, and that's the product you want to go with. All right. When private labeling, do you generalize the branding, logo, and name if you're scattered in terms of types of products? That's a very good question by Afzal. He said that when you private label a product, do you want to keep the brand name general, the logo general? Um, so what I recommend is keep the branding very specific. So when you consider a product opportunity, you always want to think of, well, will this be the beginning or help me start an actual brand? So if you're looking at a product like a chef knife, right, in the future, can this product help me build a brand? And of course, in kitchen accessories, yes, you could potentially, right? So in that case, you always want to keep the branding specific. The brand name, can be like kitchen products or kitchen prods or whatever the name you want to give it. I would say keep it specific or keep it, creative and specific, as well as the logo. Um, and then in the future, let's say with your second product, you decide to go with a product that's not in the same category. I would just come up with a new brand, honestly. It's really not that difficult or as difficult as you may think to like build or develop a new brand. Honestly, all that you need to do is come up with a name and come up with a logo. Those are the two things that you need to start a brand. And even if you do that for the second product and third product, if you have to do it over again, it's really not that difficult, and it doesn't cost too much either to get a logo made. The name you come up with yourself, obviously, and then the logo you have someone make it, or even you can make it yourself online. There are tools and resources to be able to do that for less than like $50. In your opinion, things like sparkles or with sparkles, is that a good thing? Yeah, I mean, if you like sparkles, go for it. I don't know what that means specifically, like, but yeah, I mean, I don't see why there would be an issue with sparkly products or sparkles products. Is it possible these products may work in on Amazon UK? Absolutely. Amazon.co.uk, which is the Amazon UK marketplace, is different in terms of the demand and the competition, all that. It's unique to that marketplace. So you would have to take a look at that market. But yes, absolutely. I mean, any product that you have in the US, once you actually get it rolling and you start getting sales, you can potentially just expand to the UK with that product as well. Do you think that's a good market to tap into along with Amazon US? I wouldn't say along with, meaning at the same time, but I would start with Amazon US, start doing well, start getting to around 10 sales a day with your product here, and then you can expand to the UK. The US marketplace by far, with regards to Amazon, is the best and best selling in the world, right? There's no market that comes even close to it. But the advantage of the UK marketplace and others is that the competition is lower. So obviously, with the demand comes competition, the high level of competition in the US relatively. In other markets around the world, the competition is lower because the demand is also lower, right? But I would definitely go with the US first and then look into other markets. Sorry, I may have missed it, but what is BSR? So BSR is the best seller rank. Every product has this number or this value known as BSR associated with it. It's basically the value, or it shows the rank of a product within a specific category. So, for example, in kitchen and dining, you have products listed in terms of BSR from 1 to like, a million, let's say. And the lower that number is, so the closer it is to 0, the better it is, the higher demand, the more sales that product is getting, and it's respective in that respective category. So you can't compare, let's say, a product in kitchen and dining that has 500 BSR and say that it's better selling or has a better BSR than a product in cell phone accessories that has a BSR of 1,000, right? You can't compare BSRs across categories. You look at BSRs relative to other products in that specific category. Hopefully that makes sense. If there's one or two with BSR 500 to 1,000, but remainder are 100K plus, what's your view on that market? Is that just dominated by two products? So yeah, I would say that if you ever research into a market or a product that has only one or two sellers that have BSRs that fall within our criteria, between 1,000 and 5,000 or 0 and 5,000. But everyone else is like in the hundreds of thousands of BSR, which means they're not selling well at all. I would probably stay away from that because you want at least three products. And even the ones that are not those first three or the top three, you want to see at least like, 10,000, 20,000, right? In at least the five figures. I mean, if you have only one or two that are like good BSRs and then everyone else is like horrible, like really bad, that's probably not the best market to go into. Where do you usually get the images? Copyright issue. You take the images of your own product. You can do that yourself, or you can hire someone to do it using Fiverr.com. It's a very easy process. You send them your product for free, and then you tell them exactly what types of images you want, and they take those images and then they send you those images digitally. There are no copyright issues in terms of images or anything like that. Can we start the course and product launch process simultaneously? Yes, absolutely, you can. Where do you draw the line for reordering so you don't sell out? It's a very good question. It's a very common question as well. So what I say is that you have to know two things. You have to know the average selling rate for your product over the past 30 days, and you have to know the lead time from your supplier side. So you have to know exactly how long it takes from when you place the order with your supplier all the way to how to when your product reaches Amazon's warehouse, FBA warehouse. Okay? So just to give you an example, if your average selling rate for the past 30 days is 5 units a day, and you have 300 units remaining in your stock, in your inventory, right? That's what you have at the warehouse at Amazon right now. And the lead time for the supplier is 28 days, let's just say. That's the time, the 4 weeks it takes from when you place the order until it gets all the way to Amazon FBA. Let's just say, hypothetical scenario. So now you know that you're selling 5 units a day and you have, let's say, 300 units left. So how long do you have at that point? How many days do you have until you sell out? You have 60 days, right? 5 units a day times 60 equals 300, which is what you have right now. So now you know that you have 60 days currently until you sell out, but your lead time is 28 days, so you still have some time. So when that amount of 60 days gets lower and lower, when you get down to 200 units, you know that you only have 40 days. When you get down to 150 units, you know that you only have 30 days, right? So by that point, you know exactly when you should be placing that new order, depending on the average selling rate and the lead time. That's how I go about determining when I should place a new order to restock on my inventory. Okay, so there are several questions still remaining. I have like a long list of questions from all you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here in terms of Q&A, and we're going to go through more Q&A in just a little bit. I want to first show you the process that I followed to find these 15 products. So again, just hold on to your questions for just a little bit. Some of you have already submitted more questions, and that's fine. I'm going to answer them in a little bit. But let's go through this process real quick. So, all right. So as it says here, how did I do this in an hour, and how can you do it? So let me let me tell you exactly what I did. So I am someone who, in humans generally and naturally, are people who, when you give them time to do something, they will procrastinate and they will wait until the last few moments to actually complete that thing. I mean, we all do that, right? Whether it's studying for an exam or getting some sort of task done, right? If you have like a week to do the task, most people will not do it like today. They'll wait until like 2 days before or one day before and then try to get it done in that time, right? And one of my mentors, he told me that if you give someone, right, he was talking about he has many companies and workers and whatnot. So he told me, he was like, if I want to write an article, if I want to get an article written for my site, and I ask one of my writers to get it done in 3 hours, or let's say 4 hours, he was like, you know how long it may take them? Like 4.5, 5 hours, right? He may actually even go overtime and may take a little bit longer than the time that was given. And then he said, what if I give that person an hour? Do you know how long it'll take him to get it done? And so everyone in this gathering was like, oh, it'll probably take like an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, right? And I thought the point was going to be that if you give them less time, then like for example, if I was to give someone an hour, they would get it done in an hour and a half. Whereas if you give them in 4 hours, you give 4.5 hours, right? But he was like, if you give them an hour to do it, he was like, you'll get it done in 45 minutes. I was like, oh wow. He was like, because the mind, the way it works is that when it's pressured and there's limited time to get something done, then you are able to utilize your mind to get that thing done even before the time limit, just because there's such little time left. So if you give someone an hour to do something, it'll take them 45 minutes. If you give them like 4 hours or a long period of time, that'll actually take them longer because they procrastinate so much, before actually starting that to get that task done. So on that note, having said that, I didn't tell you that for no reason. The reason I said that is because I literally sat down at 11 o'clock. So this webinar in my time zone started at 12 o'clock p.m. and I started at 11 o'clock because I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove to the audience or to you guys that I'm going to get this done in literally 60 minutes. So I sat down at 11 and I literally at 12 o'clock, the webinar started, right? And literally as I was, as I got online and I introduced and I was like, hey, we're going to start in 2 minutes, I was literally finishing it up, typing the slides out and whatnot for these last few products, just because the process of finding the products took about, I would say, 45, 50 minutes. And then it took me about 10 minutes or so to actually type it up. So it actually took me less than an hour to find them. So let me show you how I did this. All right. So here you can actually see on my screen right now all of these tabs that are open, right? So I went about this entire process and I used Profit Phoenix to do this. And honestly, I love this tool and, what it can do for you in terms of finding products very quickly. So let me show you exactly what I did. So I logged into Profit Phoenix and you can get a 30-day free trial to Profit Phoenix. If you go to the free four-part video series and under video 2, you'll find the link to get the free 30-day trial. So anyway, and if you don't have that link, let me know in the comments and I'll post that link in a little bit. So here are the criteria that I used, right? You can see the categories that I selected. So arts, crafts, sewing, baby, home improvement, kitchen and dining, patio, lawn and garden, automotive, beauty, cell phone accessories, home kitchen, office products, pet supplies, sports and outdoors. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 categories. I would say these are the 12 most popular categories on the entire Amazon US marketplace. Okay, so that's something important that you should maybe take note of if you are taking notes. And so those are the categories I selected. And then here I put in the criteria, right? So I put the range as 500 to 3,000. Okay, so I limited it a little bit, right? So from 5,000, I actually did 3,000. So I lowered it there, and then the 1,000 I put as 500. Okay, so my range was 500 to 3,000. The price I put 1450 here. So even though my minimum is supposed to be like 15, the reason I put 1450 is because sometimes people will price their products at 1495, 1470 something, whatever. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't exclude those products from my search, so I did 1450 here, and my max was $20. Even though the max you can make more than this easily, like $25, but I just kept it at 20, just so I didn't have way too many results. Okay. Sales, I didn't put here anything. Rating, I didn't put here anything either. And then reviews, I put maximum of 500 reviews because I don't want to be in markets that are extremely competitive. So I put 500 as the maximum number of reviews for any product that I'm looking for. The rating, by the way, refers to the average review rating of the product. I didn't put anything there. I never do there, but you could if you wanted. Like if you wanted the max review rating for a product to be like, let's say 4 or 3, and that would basically mean that you're looking for products that aren't really doing well in terms of their performance. Maybe they have bad reviews and whatnot, so they have a low rating. That could be an excellent way of kind of finding products that you could overtake just with better reviews because they suck, or like they're getting sales, right? They're selling, but people have a lot of complaints about them. That's what rating means. And then weight, finally, I put between 0.1. So this is just in the system, you should always put 0.1 and not 0. I've mentioned this as well before in my second video where I talk about Profit Phoenix. Just because it's like a thing in the system where you're not supposed to put 0, just put 0.1. And then the maximum weight, I put 1 pound, right? As I mentioned, 1 to 2 pounds is the maximum weight you should look for. So when I did that, I click search. Okay, and when I click search, the chart here populated, and down here I'm going to show you how many results showed up. It says 900. Okay, so across these, 14 categories, there are 900 products that I found. So across the literally tens of thousands of products that are in every one of these categories, I was able to narrow it down using the criteria right off the bat to 900. So now I have 900 choices to choose from. Then what I did, and let me start from page 1. So then what I did is I just went through and I looked at which of these products actually looks like something that I might want to sell or that might be potentially good. That's literally what I did. So I just went through and I was like, okay, knife sharpener, I don't know about that. I selected this one, right? I selected this adapter one because that looks like a simple product, right? So now the aspect of simplicity comes in as well, right? So this one knife, I selected that one. And when you click on this, it opens it up in a new tab automatically, which is great. Okay, so you don't have to manually open it up in a new tab; it does it automatically. So I literally, when I saw one that I liked, I clicked on it. I clicked on it, and I just kept clicking on products that I thought were, interesting looking or potentially simple, very simple products to kind of, source and whatnot. I even chose this one. Some of these that I chose, I'm going to show you how I kind of narrowed it down and what I looked at next after this initial process. I selected this one. What else did I look at? Here's the lockpick set, right? Here's the vegetable garden seed collection. I even took a look at this one right here. Here are the shabby flowers, which I still have no idea what those are. What else did I look at? Here's the pest repeller. So as you can see, like I literally just went through only the first 3 pages. Here's the baby food freezer, right? I only went through page 3. You saw before I actually went back to page 1, I was on page 3. So I only looked at 3 pages, right? I could have literally gone through 10 pages and found like I think 50 products potentially. So whenever I clicked a product, it went to the product listing. So okay, I'm just waiting for this to load. Sorry guys, this is going slower than it should. Not sure why it's doing this. I definitely have too many tabs open. That might be it. Okay, there we go. Hopefully. Okay, we don't have to try that one. We can go another one. Let's try this body brush. Nothing is working right now. Wonderful. Great timing. Okay. Really? Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. So here is what it pulls up when you select a product, right? It says mosquito repellent wristband. So let me tell you exactly what I did. So I know that this product already meets my criteria because if it didn't, it wouldn't actually even show up on the list in Profit Phoenix, right? And if you wanted to review that, you could look at the sale price. It's $19.95. Look at the BSR here. Okay, so the person who was asking about BSR earlier, here's where you find BSR for any product. You scroll down under product details and you find this number, 842. It's between, it's lower than 5,000, which is what we look for. So it meets that criteria. And so that's pretty much the 2 things you look at, the selling price and the BSR. Once those 2 things look good, what you do is you determine what the main keyword is for this product. And again, this is exactly what I did. I'm not like short changing this process or anything like that. This is exactly how I went about this process. It's just my like screen is like going really slow, so I can't even. Okay. 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 You guys are still there. Just making sure it doesn't disconnect or anything. Okay, let me try this. Okay, so it might just be that window. So this was a mosquito repellent bracelet. So I would enter that keyword into Amazon. And then what I would do is I would skip any sponsored listings that show up, right? We're not going to look at sponsored listings here. Skip those. And scroll down after the sponsored listings and find these. Okay, so now as you can see, 7,000, that doesn't fall within our range. That's okay, but the next one does. 1,849. The next one after that does 557. And by the way, this is a plugin or an add-on that I'm using here in what's it called, Google Chrome. So this is called DS Amazon Quick View. Okay, so hopefully you can see it on my screen here as I hover over this DS Amazon Quick View. I highly recommend that you download this add-on if you use the Google Chrome browser. It makes it way easier to find BSRs and look at BSRs and whatnot. Just from the search screen, you don't have to go into each one and look at it. So 1849, 557, 420, very high BSRs, all under 5,000. So as I said, this is very high demand, but it's also very high competition. The way I see competition is, first of all, if you find multiple products that have under 1,000 BSR, so I see 557, 420, 93. When I see that, I know that it's very high competition. Another thing that could determine competition is the number of reviews, right? So this product or this market in terms of number of reviews isn't that high, but certain markets you'll see like some of the top sellers have like thousands of reviews. Okay, so what tells me in this specific market what what makes it high competition is the BSRs, right? Many in the top 1,000. But in other markets, it may be the number of reviews. If you see like over 800 or 1,000 reviews, that shows that that's very high competition. Another thing that can determine high levels of competition is if one seller, right, one person is dominating the market with many different products, and that's kind of the only brand that you see. So that will also happen in some markets, and I'll actually show you some examples here when we get into some of the other products that I looked into. So that's pretty much it, honestly. So I would again go to Profit Phoenix, open that up in the new tab, copy the keyword, put it into Amazon, look at how the market looks. If it looks good in terms of competition and the price points look good, and I'm able to find at least three, excluding the sponsored ads, if I'm able to find at least three listings that fall within my BSR range, which I was able to do, right, in the top 5 to 7. So look at the top 5 to 7 listings that show up for that keyword search, and if at least three of them meet your criteria of BSR and price, then go for it. Okay, then put that on your list. That's exactly what I did. So just to give you an example in this market, again, what I did was I looked at this 1849, 557, 420. Just that already meets my criteria of having three under 5,000. Okay, if I go even lower, these even also meet that criteria. Then what I look for is the what's it called, the selling price. So I look at the selling price here. I see that it's $13.95, $17.95, $14.95, $17.90, right? Most of these, almost all of these, $19.95, they fall within my range of $15 to $20 minimum. Okay, so if those two things match up and they meet your criteria, the BSRs and the price, at least three of them show up here on the first page in the first 5 to 7 listings, then that's it. You go for it, and that's what I do to determine whether it's going to show up on my list or not. All right, so let's see if this tab is working now. It might be. It's not. It's frozen. Okay, so that's fine. I have my list of products here, so I can just do that. That's not it. Okay, so let's do this one more time just so we can get the hang of this. Right, I'm just gonna do this for a couple of these products. Let's do the baby food freezer trays. I like this product a lot. So again, from Profit Phoenix, I would click that. I would click the item or the product. It would bring up that one listing, and then I would put the keyword in Amazon. And then once I put it in, everything shows up here. There's no sponsored listings on this one, so I don't have to skip any. I look at the first 5 to 7 listings, BSR wise, 932, 632, 3646, 833. All of these meet my criteria. And then I look at the price ranges, 1547, 26, right? 25, 16. All of these also meet my criteria. Bam, it's on the list. That's how easy it is to do this. And that's how in literally 15 minutes I was able to put 18 products on my list. And now, that's what you have to do for yourself. You have to give yourself a time constraint. You have to pressure yourself to get it done in a specific amount of time. If it's not 60 minutes, if you can't get it done in 60 minutes, that's okay. Give yourself, let's say, 2 hours or whatever, but make sure that time is limited, and say to yourself that my goal is to find this number of products, whether it's 10, 15, 20 products in this amount of time. And once I do that, after that, I'm not going to touch this at all. Okay, so now if this was myself, I have 18 products on my list. I'm not going to look at anything else. I'm going to shut off my browser, my Amazon thing, whatever, and I'm going to only look at these 18, and then I'm going to start narrowing it down from that point forward. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about how we go about narrowing it down from your, let's say 18, 20, whatever products, how many of you have, to your top 3. So you use the product opportunity spreadsheet, which you can download under my first video. I'm sure many of you already have access to that. Once you download that and you enter all of these products in there, and in that chart has your BSRs, your price points, your everything that you need, and then you basically start narrowing it down based on specific criteria. So I recommend that you get the profit margin, the potential profit margin for every one of these products before you start narrowing it down. The way you do that is you use a tool called FBA Revenue Calculator, which I also mentioned in my first video. So you go to FBA Revenue Calculator, you follow that process to determine the potential profit margin. You can even potentially go to Alibaba and see how much it may potentially cost you to source that product, and then basically create a separate column for profit margin, put that all in there for every one of the products, and then start narrowing it down. If you're looking for high demand, low competition, profit margin, whatever criteria you want to use to kind of narrow it down, whatever your preference is. Again, different approaches work just fine, right? There's no really one approach that works better, whether it's high demand, low competition, or you're not going to get low competition, but average competition, or average demand and average or below average competition. So hopefully all of that makes sense. So, okay. So now let's do some more Q&A. If you guys have any more Q&A based on everything that I just covered in terms of the process of how I found 15 or 18 products in 50 minutes, let me know. I noticed that many times a product has a very low BSR in the main category I'm looking, but it has greater than 1,000 BSR in other main category. How should I consider? So just look at the category. In any category, if the BSR is greater than 1,000, or like within 0 to 5,000, regardless of what category it is, it's okay to go with, in my opinion. For payment to resellers, is it okay to use PayPal, or do you always recommend TT, which is transfer? Either one is fine, honestly. Right, payment to your supplier, you can do it via PayPal, or you can do it via like direct bank transfer. Either one works. It just depends on your preference and also the preference of the supplier. Do you need a US bank account to open a Amazon seller account? Yes, you do. But you can, in certain countries, you're allowed to have your own bank account. So for example, if you're in the UK and you want to sell in the US, I believe your UK bank account works, and you can use that to register for your Amazon seller account. But people recommend still getting a US bank account because there are fees in terms of conversion of currency, and Amazon charges a very high percentage for the conversion rate or something like that. So you might want to just actually do a US bank account regardless of where you live. Even if you're in the UK and Amazon allows you to use your UK bank account, I probably, from what I've heard from people who live in the UK and do this business, it's better to open up a US bank account anyway, just to avoid those high conversion fees from Amazon. I joined late as you shared all these products. What if too many people from this group launched these? So I mentioned this concern, or I addressed this. Basically, I wouldn't worry about everyone doing these same products. First of all, because you're only going to choose one product to start with. So that on its own will make sure that pretty much no more than, like, let's say, a few people are doing one product. And some people, just because of that thought that, hey, people are already doing this, they're not even going to go with any one of these 18. They're just going to find another product using the process that I just showed you. Okay, so like one thing that you should be confident about in yourself is that now that I've shown you the process and I've shown you how like relatively easy it is, Like you need to start doing this and do it yourself and find, let's say, even 5 products, right? If you can do that and you can find 5 good products, then you don't need to worry about anybody else because you found them yourself. And you can go, with those products if you're not comfortable going with any one of these 18, just because, many people have seen them now. Um, Say you're investing 600 to buy products, how much on average for 500 items would you be investing in terms of manufacturing, shipping? I was wondering on a ballpark figure on how much I am forking out. Okay. On top on average for 100 items. For 500 items, you're generally going to be spending between 2,500 to 3,000 if your unit cost is around $5 to $6 shipping and production from China to the US. Are we risking ourselves? Can you please confirm, bro? I don't know what that means. Are we risking ourselves? So if you can maybe elaborate on that. Uh, can I use the amount spent in purchasing the products as a form of tax deduction, even though I'm running this as a sole proprietor? You would have to look into that. Yeah, I would ask an accountant any accounting questions. I'm not an accountant. Does brand name need trademarking? No, not necessarily. Your brand name does not need to be trademarked. That's up to you. There is something known as Amazon Brand Registry that you could do, but you don't necessarily need to trademark your brand name. How is branding done? Does it cost? Branding does cost a little bit. Branding, basically, all you need to do is come up with a name for your brand, which you can do in your head, so that doesn't cost anything other than a few minutes of your time. As far as logo is concerned, creating the logo, you can do that online. Just type in on Google, create custom logo, create brand logo. There are softwares, online platforms that you can use to build the logo yourself or make the logo yourself. Or you can find someone on Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, or 99designs.com if you're willing to spend a little bit more on your logo. Both of those sites work really well as well. The other aspect of branding that I forgot to mention is packaging. So your brand logo will go on your packaging, but suppliers will generally send you templates of their packaging so that you can have a designer create that packaging design for you, and then you send it back to the supplier. When you say we can privately label these products, would that mean paying for printed logos, labels to stick onto these products? Generally, with your products, you're not gonna print logos or anything like that. Your supplier will take care of all of that. So you're gonna, like I said, in the packaging design, your logo should be included. So whenever you get someone to design your packaging for your product, just give them your logo. Tell them, hey, this is what I want it to look like. Include this logo. Make the colors like this. And then when you send it to your supplier prints it and puts it on your packaging or your box or whatever your product. Can I start my first product in the UK market? You can. I don't recommend it, but you can if you want to. What is the BSR number that is not in demand? I would say anything above 5,000 generally is a product or BSR that's not high enough in demand. Some of the keywords are getting no results on Profit Phoenix. Use different keywords, I would say. Try different things. Even the criteria that I used, honestly, I would change. Like if I was to do another search, I would change it up. That's the recommendation that I've been given from my mentors and teachers, and that I give you as well. Is anytime you do a search on Profit Phoenix, change it up a little bit. So the first time I did 500 to 3,000 BSR. The second time I would do like 1,000 to like 3,500 BSR. I would change the price range from, instead of well, what did I do? 15 to 20. I would do like I don't know, 13 to like 25 or something, right? Change it up. No sound. I apologize. I hope that it's fixed now. What is that site again? If you can elaborate on what site you're referring to. How did you select the pepper grinder? So I went about the same process that I just showed you. Profit Phoenix, I found it, I clicked it, and then I put the keyword into Amazon, and then I saw if it met the criteria of BSR and of price with at least 3 listings in the first 5 to 7 listings on that page. What is that site again for the imaging? Okay, so the site for imaging is Fiverr, Fiverr.com. So you basically type in the search on Fiverr, Amazon product image or private label product image, and you'll find people that will take your images for you. How strict is Amazon if a product is in a restricted category, does not qualify to be perfect? Okay, so there are specific categories on Amazon, such as beauty and even clothing, maybe, that do require they're restricted categories, meaning that you have to have some prerequisites met to actually sell in those categories. So it's not a very difficult process from what I've heard. I haven't sold in any category that I'd require prior approval in yet, but I know many people who have, and it's not very difficult. You just have to find the prerequisites and meet those prerequisites, and then Amazon will approve you. For photos, quality, etc., does the supplier send you samples of the product to look at? Yes, you have to order the samples, you have to pay for the samples, but yes, they will send it to you. The bling license plate is up. Okay. Maybe close some tabs. Yes. Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you guys for the suggestions on how to fix my browser pausing problem or freezing problem. Okay, what was the name of the Chrome add-on you have? It's DS Amazon Quick View. So that's a Google Chrome add-on that you can put on your Chrome browser, so that your basic information of that listing shows up when you're searching. Is this all recorded for future reference? Yes, I will. I will send out the replay soon. The imaging site, the one you said, yes. Okay, I already answered that. So that's Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. How much Amazon charges to store a product? That's all built into the fees. Amazon will generally charge you around 35% to 40% total. That includes two fees: selling fees, which no one can avoid. That's around 15 to 20%, and then another 15 to 20% for using FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. That's the total charges. All that entire everything is built into that fee of 35 to 40%, including storage. Do products need to be checked, or can you send directly to FBA shipping without checking the batch? You can send directly to FBA. What I would do is tell your supplier to send you a couple of units separately to yourself, potentially even earlier than the rest of the batch, so that you can take a look at them. And then, if there's anything that's wrong or quality issues, you can tell them. If you live in the US, you can potentially have the supplier ship it to you directly first, and then you can forward it to Amazon FBA from there using UPS. They have very cheap rates with UPS. So you can do that as well. That's what I did with my first batch. I got the 500 units to myself. I checked it out, kept like 5 units for myself just for image purposes and whatnot. And then I sent them on to Amazon FBA from there. Is there a potential of a seller scamming you on Alibaba? Not really. Do your due diligence. Watch my video number 1. I kind of go through that. And I also go through that in detail in my course. Could you please repeat how you can get free photos of your products? You're not going to get free photos, but you're going to sometimes your supplier can provide you with photos of your final product. That's kind of the only quote unquote free way. But generally you send it to someone on Fiverr.com, Fiverr, or Upwork, or any other freelancer site where you have people who do product photography. They can do that for you, at like $10, $15 an image, for example. And you tell them exactly what type of images you want taken, if you want them in a specific setting, if you want any people in there. Sometimes that does cost extra. And then you just have to send them your product for free and pay for that fee. How do I find package designer? Fiverr.com, 99 designs. Those same sites, you can find all that design stuff. Is this all available in the course? Yes, it is. Can you redo the freezer trays, please? I'm seeing the BSRs are all too low in the top 7. Okay, we'll take a look at that. I'm not sure why you would see them differently than what I had, but okay, so if my brand name happens to coincide with a random brand name somewhere else, there's no real copyright issues there. In the course, I mentioned how I go about doing the brand name. Basically, I always make sure that the URL or the domain is available. So any brand name that I want to do, I always make sure that the domain is available. If the domain is not available, I always take the safe route and I don't go with it and I find something else. I also always go on Google and I search it. I go on Amazon and I search it. So I take various multiple steps to make sure that brand name is not taken, and there's no way that anyone else can come up to me and be like, hey, I was already using this before, and then that would lead to some issues. I always take those certain steps before I finalize my brand name. What is the profitphoenix.com 30-day link? Okay, let me get that for you. Okay, I'm gonna have to send you that in just a second. Sorry. Is this all recorded? Yes. Okay, yes, the free videos will stay up for now. How strict Amazon is if a product is in a restricted category. Okay, I think I already answered that. Okay, I'm just gonna take a look at any other questions. Yes, there's a monthly charge on Amazon to be an Amazon seller. It's $40 a month to sell on the Amazon Marketplace. Okay. When making multiple brands for multiple products, would we have to open multiple accounts or sell each product under one account? Okay, that's a very good question. So on Amazon, you have one seller account. You can have as many brands and as many products as you want in under that one seller account. So you have one seller account, so your seller name doesn't change, meaning that across all of your products, your seller name is the same. And your seller name should be very vague in general, right? So, like for example, one of my people, he has like a seller name like Trade Easy. Someone has like, you know, private label prods, like type like those types of general company names or seller names that you want to have. So keep that general so that you can have different types of products and brands under it. But then for each product that you put on Amazon under your Seller Central account, each one of those actually you can put a different brand. Okay. So then that means that you can have as many brands and as many products as you want. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So someone said, so someone just put an example of a product that's 421,978 BSR in home and kitchen. You would not, that's a very bad product. Even though there's a number under there that says it's 129 in clothesline, so there's sub categories under which is 129. That's not the number you would look at. You never look at those subcategory numbers. You only look at the main BSR number and make sure that's under 5,000. The crib mattress pad has cotton. Does that need to be approved? No, not necessarily. It's just specific categories that need to be approved, not specific products. And if you ever would need approval, they would let you know that. Where you get the wholesale products, you go to Alibaba.com. That's the most popular one. Salam Yusuf, welcome. You joined late. It's okay. We forgive you. Is it not free to sell on Amazon as an individual? When you can create your account as an individual just to start out, just so you have an account up and running. But then for when you actually get your product up and stuff, I recommend switching it, upgrading it to professional. So individual doesn't cost you anything. Professional costs you $40 a month. Individual costs you when you start selling. So it's based on the number of units you sell, and they charge you per that, per how much you sell. But for anyone who's doing more than like a few sales a month, you want to switch to professional. And there's also restrictions on the individual account. That's very important to mention. So you don't get access to every feature of Amazon Seller Central as an individual. So for that reason, you also want to upgrade to professional. What do you think about the approach of purposely selling your shipment at a loss to generate sales and make a name for yourself? Yeah, I mean that's potentially um, doable, but you always want to make sure that you're aiming to make profit, right? There's ways to make profit and also make a name for yourself at the same time. You don't have to accept that, hey, I'm going to make a loss, and just have that as your mindset. No, your mindset should be, hey, I'm going to make a profit and I'm going to do well and make a name for myself and build this brand at the same time. All right. Okay, guys. So now I have a special gift for you. So I'm gonna first of all, again, I really appreciate you guys attending live, and based on that, I want to kind of lay out this for you in the next 5 minutes. So please bear with me. I'm really excited about this, and I think that you guys will value this, and hopefully, you guys will, um, you know, like this. So you already know that you need to start your own business to make real money online. I mean, if you've been subscribed to my 4 videos, if you watch this training or any one of my webinars that I've done in the past, you know that one of the best ways today, the opportunity today to make money online is insane. It's massive, right? And so before investing in the EA online training program, you guys know that I have an online course. It's known as Ecom Entrepreneurs Academy. Some of you may have signed up, some of you may have not. So for those of you who may have not, I'm going to basically give you confidence in my ability to teach you how to set it up yourself. Okay. If the fact that I found 18 products in 60 minutes isn't enough, I'm going to give you some more proof that I think that I am the best person to teach you how to do this, and I can help you really be successful with this business. So I want to quickly let you know what others have said about the results they've gotten. And I've gotten, I have many, many students that have taken this course already since like last October. I want to show you what some of them have to say. So the course is really practical, in depth. It's everything I needed to start a long-term Amazon business. It's affordable, it's impressive, its value is gold, working from home, making a decent income. I have launched my product. So there are many students that have already launched their products on Amazon as a result of this course, literally within weeks, a couple of months. It's well designed and practical. Really good job on the course, done a great favor. This person actually was like, I'm gonna invite you to Dubai to chill with me, because he was doing like 30 sales a day or more after he started his Amazon business. So it was pretty awesome. His first inventory completely sold out, the last one, and then he ordered another 300. Some more here. People got their first sales on Amazon, 4 to 6 organic sales in a day in just 2 weeks. So this person started, and within 2 weeks, he was making 4 to 6 sales a day. So this system really works. Okay, so for those of you who may still have doubts or second guess, whether this business works or not, it really, really does. It's not just my experience, but many, many students' experiences, clients' experiences. They're all doing really, really well. This is a paragraph essay testimonial. If you guys want to read it, you can. If not, then I'm not going to read it, but you can see some of the bold points. Proven effective, opportunity is great, professional Facebook group, and I'm going to mention that in a second. So all of that is basically included. So what is this program all about? It's a comprehensive 10 module program. So it's 10 modules long, and I show you everything, every part of the business, step by step of the business model. And the whole program is designed so you can have your first Amazon product up and generating sales and profit for you within just 60 days. So I have something called my 2-month quick start strategy that people love, because it's a laid out step-by-step plan on how you can get your product up and selling on Amazon within literally 8 weeks or so, within just 60 days. So that's been something that people have really liked. Right when you join the course, then you get to see this plan of, how you can get your product up and running in just 2 months. So every module has an introduction, which gives you a quick overview of what you'll learn in that module, as well as a recap and checklist format of the key points to ensure that you get each and every nugget and gem from the module. Every lesson also comes with a PDF handout with all the slides and all the content covered, so you simply follow along and you're learning how to build your business with these resources for you. Here's a quick sort of screen cap of what the course actually looks like on the inside. So as you can see, it's very well kind of structured. You can see the modules: getting started, finding products, finding suppliers, setting up your Amazon business, your Amazon product listing, your brand, right? All that stuff is laid out. Each module is very organized. And here we'll jump into module number 3, and I'll show you what it actually looks like on the lessons screen. So here we'll click into module number 3, and as you can see, you have every lesson laid out for you. It gives you the number of minutes each lesson is, and you can actually, even the system automatically, when you get to like the last minute of each lesson, it actually marks that lesson as complete, right? And you can manually mark a lesson as complete as well if you want to. So it's literally like a course, right? You have checklists, you have resources, PDFs, and you can mark each lesson as complete. So that it really feels like you're making progress. When a lesson is complete, you move on to the next lesson, right? You can see your total progress on the entire course. I believe there's like 86 total lessons, so it actually will show you, how many of the lessons you've completed and how many you have remaining. So it's a very course-like format. So, module number 1, I'm going to go through this very quickly. There's a welcome video, there's the overview, there's mindset and motivation. Module number 2, finding products. So everything you need to know about finding products. There's the primary criteria, the secondary criteria. I have like raw case studies that I've done similar to what I did in this training, but showing you how I actually went about narrowing down the products from my list, how to use Profit Phoenix to really help you, how to narrow down your list, how to check if a product is patented. All that stuff is included in this. So even the 4 free videos, if you watch those, or if you watch this training, everything in the course is much more in-depth and much more laid out, kind of step by step in detail. Module number 3 is finding suppliers. So in this module, I tell you everything about the entire process of how to find suppliers, important things that you need to know about the process, certain terms, what's the difference between air shipping and sea shipping, how to contact suppliers, how to communicate with them, how to order and evaluate samples, how to negotiate, packaging, labels, and then also how to place your mass production order. Module 4 is setting up your Amazon business. So in this module, I cover everything about your company name, brand name, logo, right? So some of you had questions about that, so that's all covered there. This is very important, the prerequisites to create an Amazon Seller Central account. So if you're outside of the US, depending on what country you reside in, there are specific requirements that you need to meet to actually be able to sell on Amazon. And literally, this one video in this module this one lesson took me probably like 4 to 5 hours of research. Right? That's how much time I put into that one lesson because I wanted to make sure, I asked people, I did research myself, I talked to people to figure out, hey, what's the best way, the easiest way, and what's the correct process of going about selling on the US Amazon marketplace if you're not in the US. So that's very detailed, laid out. It's like a 15 to 20 minute lesson there, and it shows you step by step what you need to do. Then you create your account, how to acquire UPC code, how to create your listing, how to download labels and send them to your supplier. All that's in module 4. Module 5 is setting up your product listing. So this is one of my favorite parts because this is your product. This is like your baby. You want to make sure it looks the best. The customers, this is what they're going to see on Amazon. And so you want to make sure that this looks the best. And I show you exactly how to optimize your listing from the title to the images to the bullets to the description, everything that you see on every product listing, but how to make it look amazing. Number 6, setting up your brand. So this, I'm going to tell you how to set up your domain or acquire it, how to design your website, create your email address for your business, how to create a Facebook brand page, how to create YouTube videos or promotional videos, how to create a customer email follow-up sequence. So this is important where someone purchases a product of yours and you want to send them follow-up emails to get reviews from them, to engage with them. You can potentially even send them like a free ebook if you want, which is also discussed. So all of that is in module 6. Module 7, marketing and promotion. This is probably my either first or second best or favorite module, including module 5, because this is marketing and this is like what I do and this is what I love. So my infamous PL squared strategy, product listing launch strategy, is in this module. I show you how to set up a coupon code, how to do your launch strategies, so you can get your Amazon product selling. Like I showed you, many people right when they launch, within 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, they're doing a consistent number of sales on a daily basis. That is possible because they follow this launch strategy that I've laid out, and this is based on years of experience and knowledge that I've acquired and I've put into putting together this one strategy. So that's all included in module 7, how to get reviews for your products, how to set up sponsored ads. There's a lot of stuff packaged into this one module number 7. Module number 8, managing your business. So this is stuff like how can you manage your business on a daily and weekly basis to make sure that you're growing it, to make sure that you're keeping an eye on it, and then different aspects of the business that you need to make sure that you're checking up on every single day or every single week, and how to go about doing that. Module number 9, growing your business. So in this module, there's stuff like jobs to delegate, outsourcing, adding products, right? When should you add a second product to your to your brand or to your Amazon seller account? I discuss all of that in module number 9. And then module number 10, managing your finances. So this is simply stuff like overall managing of your finances, accounting, and taxes. So it's stuff that people hate to do. So that's included in module number 10. So that's it. Those are the 10 core training modules of the EEA online training program. And you can see it's very in-depth, it's comprehensive. I've done a lot of research and literally spent, I would say, hundreds of hours into creating all of that content, all of those videos, and recording all of that and putting together all of those resources. And I do that, and I have done that so that you have the best chance of succeeding with this business, so that you, for the first time, truly have freedom with your time and money, which is hopefully the goal for you and for myself with this business. And you get instant access to everything and lifetime access to everything, right? So you don't, I'm not going to give you one module right now and another module next week and then another one the week after. Sometimes people do that with online courses. With this one, I'm literally giving you everything. Because if I was to release 2 modules right now and then 2 modules next week and then do that over the course of 5 weeks to get all 10 modules up, some of you have already done the product research and selection just based on the free videos, or you may just, you may not want to go through the in-depth process just because you already have the product selected or what product you want to go with. and that's perfectly fine. So that means that you can move on to module number 3, right? You can kind of skim over number 2 and go to number 3, and so you won't have to wait a week until module number 3 is released. Okay, so I give you lifetime access to everything so that you don't have to wait, and you can just jump in and dive into any part of the course that you want to. And by the end of these 10 modules, you'll know exactly what to do every step of the way to have your Amazon business set up, like I said, within just 60 days. But we're just getting started. That's just the training modules, and there's a lot more that is included as part of this training program. So let me just tell you about that in the next 2 minutes before we conclude this webinar. And like I said, there's a special gift that's coming that I'm only offering to you guys as the attendees of this live training. So stay tuned. In just like 3 minutes, we should be there. Number 2 is what you get is 5 live weekly coaching calls. So that's going to start during the week of March 7th. So these are 5 coaching calls on a weekly basis. We do it with all the students in the course, and you get to ask questions. You get to hold yourself accountable with regards to your business. You also benefit from other students' questions and experiences, and you also get to access different Amazon business experts. So, for example, last time with my students in November, I brought on certain experts in the Amazon business selling niche who provide their expertise and provide students with knowledge and information that I can't even provide because they are experts in specific parts of this business, and some of them are even doing way better than I am, and are much more knowledgeable than I am. And so I invite them as guests on these coaching calls so that you guys can benefit from them and a lot more. So there's still a lot more to cover, including the crazy never been done before bonus you'll be getting access to just for attending live. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to show you what that is in just a second. But before continuing with that, I want to quickly tell you who the online training program is not for. All right. So I want to make this very clear, and I want to be very straight up with you guys that simply buying this program is not going to cause your bank account to explode overnight. This is not a quick fix money making scheme, and it's not like a magic push button or pill that's going to make you rich overnight. Okay, then if you're looking for that, then this is not it, right? And I don't know of anything out there, honestly, that will make you rich overnight. That's just not something that exists. You have to put in work, you have to put in time, you have to do stuff to actually make this work. And I honestly hate that stuff because when people are fooled into buying stuff like that, hey, you're going to get rich overnight. We guarantee that you're going to make 6 figures over this period of time. Like all that stuff is honestly like trash, right? Garbage. Like it's not. They're just trying to sell you stuff. They're trying to impress you with numbers and this and that. And honestly, that leads to more problems and more financial damage for people than anything else. So what am I about and what do I believe in? I believe in long-term sustainable income and business growth from simple actions and a proven plan. And you get all of that with this business model and with this course. And we'll be focusing on implementing the EEA online training program, not just learning it. That's very important, which means that yes, you'll be using the resources I show you to actually set up your business so that will require you to actually take action and do things, okay? But I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible for you to actually take that action. So for the entrepreneur who's truly ready for and excited about having their own successful real money making online business, and who doesn't want to invest hours of time trying to figure things out or get it all set up, right? Because you could find resources on selling on Amazon and this and that. It would take you multiple hours and days and weeks and even months to actually find everything that you need, to actually build this business quickly, right? Because there's so many resources out there. There's so much information. It's impossible, in my opinion, to be able to go through that and sort through all of that to figure out what's actually going on and figure out who's right, who's not, what information is good and what's not. And someone who doesn't want to continue the trial and error method, right? You try something, it doesn't work, and then you're like, okay, well, let me try this other thing, right? You don't want to keep doing that. You want to find something that really teaches you and someone who knows what's actually working on the marketplace. And someone who understands the value and finally getting real world, been there, done that expert guidance from someone, right? So I've done this. I've had success with my own online business on Amazon. And I've generated multiple 6 figures, alhamdulillah, online for myself. And I've shown many students and others and clients, just like you, how to set it up yourself. And if that describes you, then honestly, the training program is for you, right? If it doesn't describe you, then it's not for you. So now what happens if while you're going through the training program, you have some questions, right? A lot of you may be like, okay, well, once we sign up, like, do you never talk to us again? No, that's not the case, okay? What if you want some feedback, you want some help brainstorming, you want a little critique on something? So to ensure you get all the help and attention you need, while setting up your online business using what you learn. You'll also get access to our private members only Facebook support group. It's called EEA Masters. And here you can get your questions answered. You can get feedback. You can interact with other students who are also working on this business. You can ask questions. You get inspiration and motivation from people who are making progress with their businesses. People are always posting stuff like, hey, I just started, I'm getting a few sales here. I just got my first organic sale. Hey, I'm doing 30 sales a day. It's just awesome seeing other people succeeding, and that should motivate you to also reach that milestone and those goals as well. So it's literally a community of students who have the same goals, who have the same vision for their own businesses, and you're part of that. And that's not all. So those are the first two things, right? The first is the actual course, the 10 training modules. The second thing is your 5 group coaching calls. And then the third thing is the Facebook group. So actually 3 things we've covered so far, but that's not it. Component number 4 is that you'll also get access to over 6 hours of recordings from the 5 very intense live coaching calls / Q&A sessions that I did with my students in the first batch of students that I had when I launched this course in October and November. And every question that you can think of about setting up your business was asked and answered during those live coaching calls. So you get those recordings as part of this package as well. And you'll have all the support, nurturing, and handholding that you want to ensure that you get your first Amazon product up and generating sales within just weeks. Okay, so in addition to the course, you get access to these recordings that you can go through literally right when you get access to this course. And those are extremely helpful to accelerate your business growth. Number 5. Right, so we've discussed 4 things that you get. Number 5, and this is pretty awesome. It's a tool called Merchant Words that shows you the average number of searches for a specific keyword or product on Amazon, and you're going to get 1 year free access to Merchant Words. And Merchant Words normally charges $30 a month for their service. You're going to get it for 3. You're going to get it for 0. You're going to get it for nothing. You're going to get it for free. And so that in and of itself is $360 of value that you're getting for free as part of this package. So here's a quick recap. So you get lifetime access to all the 10 training modules, including the handouts and resources for every lesson. You get the 5 live weekly group coaching calls, which will start on March 7th or that week of March 7th. You get access to the private members only Facebook mastermind and support group. You get access to the entire 6-hour plus archive of Q&A recordings from the live coaching calls that I did with my previous students. And of course, previous students, I mean, they're still current students. They're still, they're still part of the group. They're still going through the course, some of them, and they're still working on their business, obviously. You get access to a 1 year free access account to Merchant Words as well. So that's everything that we've covered so far. And let me just show you that again. Okay, never mind. So that's everything right there so far. I still haven't told you the super awesome bonus gift that I'm going to give you, which I'm going to show you in just a second. So how much is the tuition for the online training program for my course? Well, I struggled for a long time on whether to charge $2,000 or $1,500 for this program. Okay, and I know that this program and this course is worth easily that. I know people who are charging $5,000, $2,500, £1,500 even. There's courses that people have launched from the UK and whatnot. I know that this course is worth at least this much, or not even, if not even more. Okay. And while I was thinking about the tuition, I remembered an experience that I had about a year ago, and I decided that with this offer, I wanted you to have the same reaction. It was a pretty crazy or jaw-dropping experience, I would say, because I was listening to a free video series, kind of like this one, or kind of like the one that some of you may have accessed. And it was from another well-known online entrepreneur. I was thinking about taking his paid course, and I was going through this series. And as I'm going through this, I was super excited about everything that he had presented so far, and I was like, I really need this. It's gonna make my business go crazy. It's gonna be awesome. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, man, he's gonna charge at least $1,500 or $2,000 or $3,000 for this program. And even at that point, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money, but I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna get access to this because I know that it's worth it, right? That's what I thought it was worth. But then when he revealed the price, I was shocked, honestly, at how cheap it was. I couldn't believe that he was offering everything that he had presented for that much. And that's when I decided that I want to do the same thing for you. And honestly, when people ask me about the price of this course and why it's so cheap relatively to other courses, it's not because the course doesn't have everything you need to build this business. It's really my mission with this course and my vision. And I tell people that I want as many people as possible to benefit from this business. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that I want you to be able to invest more in your business than in the course. If you're spending, $2,000-$3,000 on a course, what do you have left for your business, honestly? Right? It doesn't make sense to me to spend more on the course itself than on your business. So I'd rather you save all that money, spend a minimum amount of money on the course, and invest in the business, because that's more valuable to me to see that you have success with this, inshallah. So here's what I decided to do. Instead of 2,000 or 1,500 or 3,000 or anything like that for this online training program, you're going to get access to everything for just one single payment of $497. All right, $500, $497, just one payment, no payment ever again. There's no continuity. There's no ongoing membership or billing. I'm not going to ever charge you again other than this one-time payment of $497. And honestly, the value that you get alone from just one or two of the bonuses that I've presented so far, that's actually worth more. Like Merchant Words itself is like $360 of value for 1 year access, and so that is almost worth just $497. So, and that's let alone the profit that you can reap within the first few days of having your Amazon business up and running. Like literally, once you get started, and if you follow the product launch strategy that I have for you, you can make up this amount of money in a matter of days or weeks, inshallah. So to really put this over the top for you and make this a total no-brainer, I decided to include a crazy bonus that I haven't seen done or offered by anyone else. And this is only for you just because you're attending live. And again, I really, really appreciate that you attended live and have spent like the last hour and a half with me, going through this. And I hope you enjoyed it and benefited from it. And this crazy special bonus, like I said, is only available to you because you're attending this live training. So this bonus is my personal recommendation and feedback on your top 3 product opportunities. And people love this. People love this. I actually did this bonus once for my previous students when I was doing a live training just like this. And many people signed up for this, and many people were so happy that they did, because the effort and the time that I put in to provide a recommendation is honestly, I don't know of anyone else who puts more time and effort into it. I will literally, once you're down to your top 3 product opportunities, you can submit a form to me. Once I get it, you give me like 72 hours and I'll get back to you, and I will give you detailed feedback and my recommendation on which of those 3 products I think you should go with. And this is not for everybody. This is only for you guys. The offer is only for you because you're here on the live training, because I can't do this for everybody. It takes me around at least half an hour, I would say, to evaluate all 3 opportunities and then write out my recommendation, right? I actually write it out in like via email and I send it to you. And so because of that, this special bonus of my personal recommendation and feedback on your top 3 product opportunities is only available for the first 10 people who sign up now. All right. So the link that you want to go to, and you see how serious I am about everything I've told you about this program. So before I actually give you the link, the final thing I want to mention to you is that you can go through the entire program. Like I said, you get access to everything. You know what certain programs do that I've seen? They'll give you access to like the first half of the course, in which you kind of just have the introductory steps and kind of the basic knowledge, and then all the good stuff is in the second half, but you don't get access to the good stuff until after the 30 days. Like people do that and they try to take advantage of you, and they only give you access to the best part of the course after the 30 days are over and you can't get a refund anymore. But for you guys, what I've decided to do, again, I'm trying to keep this as like honest and straightforward as possible. You get full access to the entire course for 30 days. And if you don't like it, if you don't, it's not what you expect, then anytime before the 30 days, literally, I don't care if it's 29 days, 23 hours, 59 seconds, and you email me, I will give you a full refund, no problem at all. So to grab your spot in the program now and get everything that I've shared with you, which includes lifetime access to the course, the 10 training modules, you get the 5 live weekly group coaching calls, the private Facebook group, the 6 hours of Q&A recordings from the previous coaching calls that I did with my previous students. You get the 1 year free access account to Merchant Words. You get the 30-day no questions asked 100% money back guarantee. And you also get, like I said, only for the first 10 people, my personal recommendation and feedback on your top 3 product opportunities, which in and of itself, honestly, is worth at least the price of the course. Like I would charge someone at least probably $300 to $500 to do this, because again, it takes me between like 30 to 45 minutes at least to get through your 3 product opportunities and provide a recommendation. And it's all, it's exclusive. I don't do those. I'm not going to like take your product ideas and do them myself. I don't do that. That's not going to benefit me in any way. And I keep it private, right? It's just, I don't disclose that information to anybody. It's very private, one-on-one, and I provide my recommendation based on my expertise and my knowledge in my own opinion. So it's very valuable that you get the opportunity to do that, and so I hope that you take advantage of that. And again, it's appreciation for you guys for attending live. It's it's a Saturday afternoon, and I want you to be able to take advantage of this bonus. So only for the first 10 people, though. Again, I cannot do this for more than 10 people because I have tried to do it before when I wasn't charging for it, and then even after I started charging for it, I couldn't handle more than 10 people because it takes time to go through people's stuff. I'm not gonna haphazardly just be like, okay, I think it's this one, and just give you like a 2-line recommendation. Like I said, it's very detailed, it's very honest. It's there are some people that give me their top 3 opportunities, and I tell them all 3 of these suck. All right, I'm sorry, but I'm very honest with you because I don't want you to, if none of your 3 product opportunities are good, I'm going to be like, hey, don't go with these, right? I don't want you to fail in this. I'm going to give you my very honest, upfront opinion about this. Not many people will do that. So again, to take advantage of this right now, especially the super special bonus at the end, go to this link, bit.ly/EEA live bonus. If you go there, you'll see the checkout screen, and you won't see the bonus listed on there, this extra bonus that I'm offering you guys for attending live, but I will know. I have the time stamps of when exactly you sign up, and if it's within this time period before this webinar ends, and if you're one of the 10 people, the first 10 people to sign up, then you'll get that bonus. Oh, and I almost forgot. I've got one more bonus for you that you will see on that screen, and that is 6 months of e-commerce business monthly training so that you can expand your online business. So every single month, starting March, I'm going to send you a training video once a month for 6 months that will help you not only with your Amazon business, but general e-commerce. So I'm going to show you like things about marketing and marketing funnels and how you can drive traffic to your Amazon listing using other methods that are not already included in the Amazon course. So that's also going to be provided to you as part of this entire package. So again, to register, go to bit.ly/EEA live bonus now. Again, you can see the link here. Just go to that and sign up. And again, if you want to be one of those first 10 people, then do that ASAP. And again, here's everything you get once you register right now. And again, this bonus is not available to anybody else, and it will not be available to anyone else. So please go ahead and do that right now. If you have any questions, let me know. I will stay on for another 5 minutes or so. And yes. All right, so this is a very good question. Do you think that, let's see, someone said, do you think that after what we've learned in the 4-part video series and this training, do we have enough knowledge to do this business without the full course? In my opinion, no, you don't. Because two of the main parts of this business are your product listing, which is module 5, and module 7, which is marketing. Those are packed with extremely valuable information, and without those 2 things, you cannot succeed with this business, in my opinion. You need to know how to optimize your product listing because that's what's going to make you stand out with amongst your competitors. And also, you need to know how to do the marketing. That's the main part. It doesn't matter how good your product is, honestly. You need to know how to market it properly and how to go about marketing and promotion. And again, my launch strategy is exactly what people have used step by step to actually launch their business and start making consistent number of sales within a couple of weeks, right? Like one of the testimonials said, hey, I started making 4 to 6 sales a day organically within 2 weeks, which is remarkable. And I've seen similar results from other students and even better results, honestly, from other students. One of these people sold 80% of their inventory within 3 weeks, I believe, of their first batch. Right, so you definitely, in my opinion, need much more than just the free series. The free series basically gives you enough to launch your product, to select your product, and to kind of get it up. But then everything after that, you need more information, more resources. How do I access this recorded webinar? I will provide you with this webinar recording later as well. So yeah, it's been recorded, and I'm going to send out the replay by tomorrow, inshallah. Okay. So someone said I already joined yesterday, but I decided to attend today. So I'm extremely grateful to you for being so committed, and hopefully, these product ideas helped, and you can choose one of them, and it helps you, and you can kind of get started with your business right away. I bought your course. Okay, awesome. If you have bought, if you can just send me like a quick message here, if you have already purchased, that'd be awesome. I think a couple of people have already signed up, which is excellent. And thank you so much. You're not going to regret this, honestly. This special bonus, the last one, honestly, of getting my personal feedback and recommendation on your product opportunities, the final three, that's invaluable in my opinion. The price is $497. So if you go to this link bit.ly/EEA live bonus, you will see the price. It's $497, as I mentioned. It's a huge discount over what the normal price of the course is going to be after this launch is done, which is at potentially $1997. So you're getting pretty much a 75% discount on the price of this course, and you're also getting this crazy bonus at the end as well, which is not going to be available to other people after this. So cool. If you purchased already, and so someone said, "Hi, I signed up yesterday, and uh, I would still like some product feedback." Just because you attended live, I will honor that, and I will give you this bonus as well. Okay, yeah. So if you want to sign up, and you are kind of in on it, and you want it, but you're like someone said, "Hey, I want to sign up tomorrow." Just give me the time to pay tomorrow. That's fine. Just go ahead and tell me that in the comment box, and I will honor that if you sign up within the next, like, let's say 24 hours from now, and you were on this live call, then I will honor that and I will give you the bonus as well. I will make sure that you get that, inshallah. Will it benefit me if I'm launching in the UK market? Yes, it will, because the strategies that you follow to put together your product listing, to launch your product, to manage your business, everything that I mentioned that comes with all of these modules, all of that stuff, the strategies and tactics apply to any market, honestly. So yes, even if you're only launching in the UK market, this will help. Even the product selection, honestly, if you're doing product selection, if in the UK market, it's all pretty much the same. It just applies to that different market. So if you signed up for the course and attended this live session, we will still receive your recommendation, even if we are not top 10. If you have previously signed up, if you're already a student and you have access to the course, and you attended this live training just to attend this live training, then yes, I will honor the bonus for you, even if you're not the top 10. I think we already have several people who have signed up already, so make sure that you get in as soon as possible. If you were someone who said that, hey, I'm going to sign up tomorrow, but you want this bonus, yes, I will honor that for you, and I'll make sure that you're considered part of the top 10 and the first 10. Okay, awesome. So I'm already getting people that signed up. Shakil, Mustafa, awesome. Let me know if you signed up so I can make sure that you're on the list. I will sign up. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, if you let me know that you're gonna sign up, I'm gonna make sure that I keep all these comments and make sure that I make sure that your name is included when you sign up to get the bonus, inshallah. Perfect. Okay, guys. So just to recap, as you can see on the screen, go to this link. We're about to end in just the next minute or so. Go to bit.ly/EEA live bonus now. You get everything that's included on the screen: lifetime access to the 10 training modules, access to the 5 live weekly group coaching calls, which are going to start March 7th, access to the private members only Facebook mastermind and support group, which you'll get access to immediately. You'll get instant access to the 6-hour plus archive of Q&A recordings from the last time I did the live coaching calls. You'll get the 1-year access to Merchant Words. You'll get 6 months business monthly training. And then you'll get the crazy special live only bonus. That's again only for the first 10 people. I think we already have 5 or 6 slots taken at least. Yeah. So go ahead and sign up for that ASAP. And then the 30-day money back guarantee as well, which is just insane for $497. But okay, so I got someone else saying they're gonna sign up and do that ASAP. Preferably if you can do it within the next 24 hours, that would be awesome. I'm a data administrator. I work with computers. I cannot duplicate what you are doing. I hope that's a compliment, and I will take that as a compliment. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna make a list of all these names that are telling me that they're gonna sign up. So okay. Okay. I'm just typing out the names. Guys, if you are still considering, please go ahead and sign up ASAP. Okay, I got another name here. Okay, a lot of people are interested. Okay. All right, guys, this is your last chance. We're literally ending in the next 60 seconds. Okay, that's a lot of people. Okay, someone asked if I accept PayPal. Preferably, it's best if you go to the form, like if you go to the link there and pay via credit or debit card. If you do want to pay via PayPal, you can email me at, or you can, why don't you message me your email? Why don't you in the comments say, hey, here's my email and I will reach out to you and I'll send you a PayPal link so that you can pay via PayPal. If that works, I hope that works. Okay. Okay, so there's another person who wants to sign up. Cool. Okay, awesome. I think a few more questions just came in. Oh, okay. So someone said that I won't be able to find as many products as you did. Honestly, I think you can. You just got to believe in yourself. I think you can. The link is not working. It should be working. Is the link not working for anybody else? I hope it's working. Okay, I got your email. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I got a couple of PayPal emails here. I'm using my phone. Do I need a computer to do this? No, not necessarily. If you're talking about doing the payment, then you don't need to use a computer necessarily. You can pay on your phone. I'm typing this on Google, but nothing is coming up. Okay. Yeah, so Ismail, he asked if there's a time limit. Again, this is limited to the first 10 people. And I already have, I think, 9 people confirmed. Either they said they already signed up or they said that they're going to do it tomorrow. So again, I have 8 or 9 people already confirmed. And I'm still like scrolling through uh, all of these comments and questions and people. So I have like 2 people that want to pay via PayPal. And so, okay, there's a lot of questions here. Yes, so the person asked, Wajahat, yes, you will get the bonus if you pay by tomorrow. I'm including you in the first 10 people here. Okay. All right. All right, guys, we're about to end right now. It's 2:09 p.m. here, so it's been about 2 hours since we started. I'm going to wait until 2:10, and anyone who hasn't signed up, I'm sorry. If you miss this opportunity, again, you have one final chance to let me know or to sign up for this. So let me know ASAP before I log off. Okay, sorry. You'll be included if you sign up. I mean, I don't know what you mean by I wish you include me, but if you sign up, you'll be included, inshallah. So someone said that the add-on Amazon Quick View stopped working. Honestly, I mean, I'm using it right now. So it may depend on other things, other factors. You know, maybe the honestly don't know, but it's been working for me. So okay, so cool. I will make sure that you get the link ASAP. Uh, no problem. All right, guys, we're gonna log off now. Again, I really appreciate all of you attending. I hope you benefited and enjoyed. Even if you didn't sign up, honestly, it's okay. Maybe you need to consider it more. You need to think about it. That's perfectly fine. For those of you who did sign up, again, thank you so much, and I'm proud of you and happy that you took action immediately, and you're gonna not regret this bonus. Believe me. Like when people saw my responses to their emails or when they submitted their 3 opportunities, like they were shocked. Like people told me like, "Hey, I'm so like surprised that you put so much detail." Like I literally for each product I have like a paragraph that I write out. Here's what I think in terms of the criteria. Here's why this is good or this is not a good product opportunity. And then I have a final recommendation after I do the 3 separately. And I tell them, hey, here's my top recommendation based on everything I've mentioned. So I will make sure that you get get what you expect and what you deserve from that special bonus, and of course you're going to get everything else. And even if again, like you didn't sign up, I hope that you got value out of this training and out of this presentation. Again, these are products that I was able to find within 60 minutes. And I hopefully that gives you some confidence and motivation to be able to do it yourself. And I showed you the process that I took to do it as well, so hopefully that you can do it yourself. So again, hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great rest of the day. Today Saturday and tomorrow Sunday. For some people, Sunday is the beginning of the week, which kind of sucks, but uh, that's just how it works where you live, and that's perfectly fine. So have a great rest of the week, beginning of the week, whatever, rest of the weekend. And for those of you who have joined, I look forward to working with you. For those of you who have not, I hope you join very soon, and I look forward to working with you as well. You guys have a great day, night, rest of the weekend. I'll talk to you later. Assalamu alaikum.